Thank you, Dr. Chan. Can we give Dr. Chan another big round of applause for his humorous and entertaining talk? I will never quite think of Namo Amitofo in quite the same way again. Let's put it that way. Okay, so now next for the wrap-up and preview, may we invite Professor Wang Ching-wei, Provost of the Institute of Chinese Buddhism, to deliver the wrap-up and preview. Professor Wang, please.
Okay, so are you very happy that we're almost done? So feel your happy, feel your body. And to respond to what Zeng Guangzhi doctor just said, are you present with your body right now? How present you are with your body? If you pay attention to our honorary advisor here, why is he putting on his head? The AC. Yes, over in the past few days, I heard a lot of people complaining about the AC, because Singapore is always like this, but nobody's doing anything. Yeah, so, and actually I was having a headache already from the AC coming from there too. So I went to get this scarf yesterday. So I did something, but it's still not enough. A head is probably a better idea. Next time I'll bring a head. Okay, so to wrap up with what we have done, let me count again. How many of you were not here yesterday? Okay, so it looks like we do need to explain our overall curriculum again, but I would do it in a different way to sort of tie and explain why these speakers are here. Okay, so well, I think a lot of you probably feel like, we heard a lot of good speeches today. How come I've never heard of these things before? Well, that is because a lot of wonderful thoughts and practices and ideas from Chinese Buddhism was very rarely translated into English. And someone even told me that, one of the speakers even told me, oh, I like Chinese Buddhism, but I was learning Theravada Buddhism because there's very few things in English. So we do recognize that problem, and that's why we're here. Okay, so we are trying to create a forum, a platform, to bring everything related to Chinese Buddhism, like Professor Zeng, who studied in Taiwan, okay, who got a degree in psychotherapy or life and death studies. And then we have professors from Berkeley yesterday. If you missed that, I mean, are we going to have videos put on our website or no? Okay, sorry. Later, in the future, we will try to create something digital that's more accessible. All right, but one thing that we feel would be a really good framework, because you've heard a lot of things today. So we do need a framework to hold everything together. And some of the terms that keep coming up, and is also, it's coming from the most fundamental teaching of how to become a bodhisattva, how to practice, how to perfect yourself. We're not labeling here, okay? But it's like some of the practices that's not religion, but you can also call it religion. There's 6 perfections. So we are trying to present you examples of giving, practicing giving, like Professor Zeng, who gave us his life story, his life practice, his experience as a young Buddhist scholar and practitioner who really sees the need of this time. He's providing his insight. And we have businessmen come in to bring their life story and life lessons to us. So they're all very generous, and let's thank them again for. Okay. And then we also have examples from our honorary advisor, Venerable Hui Mi, who showed us examples of discipline. And in fact, he reminded us that discipline will shape your personality, your habits, will actually show who you are. So we have this example of perfection of discipline and proper conduct. And don't take lightly of what he was saying, because those things look simple, but he was actually showing us an example of how you analyze yourself. Like, okay, I have really bad habits. What do? I get frustrated, beat myself in the head. Oh, last minute, why are you always last minute? No, he's like, okay, let's sit down. Let's do some reading. Let's collect some info. Let's analyze. Why am I doing things this way? Oh, it's not my fault. It's my brain. Okay, I was handed a terrible ship, but I have to make it run like a speedboat. So, okay, so I'll be really nice. I'll be really calm and deal with it. Okay, and then we have examples of patience, particularly Tzu Chi. It's like, can you believe the kind of hardship and teamwork that they have to go through to work with people from all different professions and different age group to build a strong team, a rescue team to run into these earthquake areas and all sorts of disasters to rescue, to successfully help a lot of people in need. And then we have energy. Well, for this, I think Singapore is already doing really well. I mean, today is the end of the second day, and we still have a packed classroom. And then dhyana, or meditation, what they are bringing in are different aspects of it. You can be mindful of your emotion. You can be mindful of your habit. You can even be mindful of your general attitude. Because this morning, Venerable Dhammajyoti was giving us a wake-up call. It's like, what are you really doing here for? Okay, are you doing this for fun? Do you think this is a fun thing to do? Or this is as important as your lunch? Is this a necessity or just something that's like fun to do or hip or something trendy? No, it's not. He's telling you that this is our basic need. There's a true need for meaning, for purpose of your life. So it doesn't have to be a certain religion. It can be a meaning, a principle for you, okay? And then eventually, prajna, that's our end goal. How do we become a little bit wiser, even though the environment may become not as friendly, okay, even more challenging? Is it possible to live a happy life when robot takes my job, okay? Is it possible? Well, we're going to find out together. We're in this together anyway, okay? So that principle, what we're trying to build is based on this, the Great Perfection of Wisdom treatise. Well, it may sound very unfamiliar to you, but if I say Heart Sutra, you say, oh, yeah, Heart Sutra, I know. Yeah, so Heart Sutra is like the condensed version of Mahaprajna Paramita Sutra. And then a abridged version of Mahaprajna Paramita, the Great Wisdom Sutra, okay, the highest, greatest wisdom. A condensed version is Diamond Sutra. And then the even more condensed version is Heart Sutra. So it is actually something everyone is really familiar with. But we as scholars are devoting our lives to do a lifelong research and figure out different approaches, terms, practices, where to put what, so we can put up a good feast for you. Like we'll have a balanced meal. We have scholars from actually our venerable advisor. His specialty, why is he so meticulous in all these details, analyzing the process for learning? Because he's a scholar of Yogacara Buddhism. Okay, Yogacara means mind only. It's an ancient form of meditation that sees your mind really clearly, okay? And what Professor Zeng just said is like, what are you going to put down, 放下, when you don't even see clearly? Okay, that's Yogachara's job. They're actually trying to really see the process clearly without saying. That's their basic attitude. But what Professor Zeng said, what we will frame as like the ancient Madhyamika. Madhyamika is emptiness. Like they really stress, like, no, you have to let go of any labeling, attachment, and everything. So don't be fixed on certain stage or definition. Things are constantly changing. Both are important Buddhist philosophy, and we will try to render these ancient wisdom to you in the most possible, friendly way and delicious way as possible, okay? So don't be scared. We're modern people too, and we're also fun-seeking monkeys too. So there is a way we got to where we are. We're really able to utilize our curiosity and our fun-seeking nature to get here. So we know how to do it as easy and as fun as possible. Okay, so that said, our core, as we mentioned yesterday, is this insight. And today, insight can be addressed in so many different ways. And today, we have even more approaches. And why can we get to prajna paramita with the practice of mindfulness and all other good, second nature, like generosity, morality, good qualities, good that helps us to succeed? Because our approach is to bringing scholars, practitioners, professionals of different fields who are also experts in Buddhism. Okay, so they usually have at least two specialties. They're already very conversed in not only their own profession, but Buddhist ideas, and they know how to apply it. So we have scholars from mind and brain science. One of them is our honorary advisor. And the others are like Buddhism and ethics, like yesterday's issues on economy and today's businessmen. They may not know that they're already practicing self-control, relaxation, staying calm. And especially, above all, I think I want to use our honorary advisor. Sorry, I am providing his experience as our belief for education. Well, education doesn't necessarily mean going to school and get a diploma. Education means that, like George Quek said, you're always lowering yourself. You remain humble. You remain curious. You're opening yourself to other information. So we have this belief that if you remain an open system, who's open to things that you may not think can help you, but can actually help you a lot, then you can get to where that you cannot imagine. You cannot. So a year from now, we hope you will be, well, actually, even tomorrow, we hope you can be happier with all these talks, these nutrition that we bring to this table. And one example that I want to use for our faith education or learning or listening is our honorary advisor. If I tell you a little bit more, because actually a lot of people came to ask me about him. It's like, oh, have you worked with him before? Oh, what was his specialty? Why does he know so much about medicine or brain science? Okay, I have this privilege to work with him very closely for about 2 years in 1991. Okay, so I know a little bit more about him than probably many of you. So let's start with his PhD, his undergrad degree. He has a degree in pharmacy in 1975. These are all on his website, okay? And then after that, he actually also got a Buddhist studies degree in Zhonghua Institute of Buddhism with Master Sheng Yan. And then he went to Japan, Tokyo, to get his MA and PhD from University of Tokyo. So here I've listed his areas of expertise: Yogacara, or mind only, okay? Meditation, okay, he's very interested in brain science. I actually have worked as his research assistant. We collected all of the master thesis and doctoral dissertation until 1994 from a database, the University of Michigan thesis and dissertation database, to see what field have the effect of meditation. How does that enhance people's performance, like for learning, test anxiety, and exercise? So I was the research assistant for his research project at that time. So he has always maintained interest in meditation. And also, a class that he's teaching is Sanskrit. I sat in the class one time, and I'm like, oh man, it's so complicated. So I'm still learning. I still want to learn Sanskrit. Okay, and general education and Buddhist informatics. So when he talks to you, you will feel like, oh, he's so friendly. He doesn't sound like many of the specialists who can only talk to a small group of people who can understand him. No, because he was the head of general education in one of the universities that he was working at. And then when he looked at his current positions, this is something I want to remind you. When you look at his tomato clock or his EndNote, there is a reason for him needing to do that, because he's a Superman. Okay? He's always, constantly taking more than 3 full-time jobs and 3 very demanding full-time jobs. And sometimes I look at him, I'm like, maybe he's an alien. Why is he so strange? I mean, 1 full-time job can kill me, but 3 full-time jobs, and then a lot of other projects, and he's still calm and happy, okay? So right now, he's other than being the president of a Dharma-Drum Institute of Liberal Arts, he's also emeritus professor of Taipei National University of the Arts. Okay, so he's very interested in art too, because he has served in that university for like close to 20 years, like 15, 18 years. Okay. At the same time, on Sunday, he's also the abbot of a very big Xilian monastery. So he has to change different robes all the time. Right now, although he's wearing a monk's robe, but he would act even more like a monk. Well, maybe not. Okay, he's just the way he is. Okay. And then he's also the director of Chinese Buddhist Electronic Text Association, CBETA. He has been the director of this big project of digitization of Buddhist canon and other related texts. So these are some of his experiences. Like he was a dean of academics, chairperson, dean of student affairs, vice director, visiting scholar at Michigan University. So at least 3 full-time jobs at all time. Okay, so when he was talking about how he used those softwares, don't think he was just doing that for fun. It's a necessity too. And this is Zhonghua Institute of Buddhist Studies. It was so small. And when I worked there, I'm like, oh, not many people knew about it. I worked there from 1991 to 93 as the secretary. But later, when Dharma Drum Mountain was built, I'm like, wow, oh, okay, so the small tree that I helped watering is now such a big tree. It's such an honor. So right now, ICB, IC Buddhism, Institute of Chinese Buddhism, is so small. We are just a small root right now. But if you join us now and be a part of it, and then 20 years from now, you will be like, oh, I helped nurturing so many younger people, or my friend. You will be so proud, because the sense of pride, I can't really describe to you. If you visit this tiny little building at Beitou, and then you look at Dharma Drum Mountain, you will see, okay, what? Okay, picture. No, I should. How many of you have been to Dharma Drum Mountain? Oh, wow, 3, okay. Well, maybe we need to, or 4. Maybe we need to organize a trip at some point. Okay, this is Venerable Hui Min. Although right now he looks like a Superman, but we need to know that Superman came from somewhere too. This is his photo with his classmates at Zhonghua Institute. Okay, and that institute doesn't provide a real master degree. And this is a historical photo. Do you think he looks young in this photo? Is there much difference of him in this photo than Venerable Hui Min right now? Actually, not that different, right? When he tells you that he's over 60-year-old, it doesn't look like, yeah, he's that stressed. So this was him in a PhD program in Tokyo. So, and Master Sheng Yen was visiting Japan to visit like Buddhist universities to figure out how to build Dharma Drum University. So they went to visit him. And then when he became a full-time professor and sometimes director of student affairs at Taipei University of Art, Master Sheng Yen went to visit him too. And this is when he became the abbot of Xilian Monastery. So he was wearing this red robe, only abbots can wear. So a lot of other abbots went to visit him. So this is more monastic side of him. Okay, but he was building like digital library. He's doing all sorts of innovation in that place. And this is him, the moment of him becoming the president of Dharma Drum Institute of Liberal Arts. So he received this big chop from Master Sheng Yen. So we see you, every one of you, as Venerable Hui Min in process. We see a lot of hope in you. And then we believe what we do here is going to create one more or several more Superman. Not necessarily in monastic robe, okay, in monk's robe, but would be able to function and affect this world in the way that he does. Okay, so that's why we're here. We're full of confidence that you all can achieve a great deal if you are an open system. And we're very confident in our ability to invite wonderful professors and wonderful professionals to help you. And this is him becoming an educator and start to help other people. So this is someday when you become another Venerable Hui Min in secular life, maybe, okay? Then you can go out and start being an educator and influence other people or help or support other people too. And this is him in this C beta. This has already, they actually, some of my American professors came to visit C beta project and they were shocked. They say, wow, American government put in a lot of funding for some projects, but there are only 3 people here in the office, and you have achieved so much because it's an open source. It's open to everyone. It's online. It's free. Everyone can download a sutra that you want to read or do research on or find out more. If you're curious about Yogacara, what is Yogacara about? What is Madhyamika about? You can go online and find out yourself. And this is he's the vice president of Dharma Drum University who just passed away a few months ago. Yeah, we were all at the funeral, but the funeral was very calm. He has everything all arranged, but he was a long-term friend of mine. I was actually friends with his entire family. So, but this is the interesting part. In this whole process of building C beta, this is a cafe in Russia, and they were building C beta, and they all of a sudden saw, hey, there's a coffee shop called C beta. So they're constantly having fun in this process of what a lot of people would say hard work. But for them, they managed to turn them into monkeys. So how do you turn hard works to monkeys, to something that monkey likes? This is another example. So I think this looks like a university, like a bookstore in the States. So he was constantly, when we were having dinner the other night, the night that he arrived, he went to, there's a vegetarian restaurant, The Element, right, in Mendelian Walk, yeah. So when he saw the waiter pull out an iPad, he went and see his software. How does that work? He was standing right next to the waiter. He's always curious. Okay, so and then I want to be a little bit vulnerable too, and talk a little bit about me and why I'm here today. Well, I was an English major from Tam Kang University in Taiwan, and I grew up in Taiwan. Okay, I didn't go to the States until I was pursuing my master's degree. And while I was pursuing my master's degree in New York, it's an East Asian Studies degree, I went to a 7-day retreat with Master Sheng Yan, in which he hit me with a stick like that. Okay, I didn't take a photo of myself, but he did. No, you have to beg, you have to bow, because when you're drowsy, you have to raise your hand, and then you have to be very grateful that the Shifu come and give you a stick, give you a hit, bing, bing, bing. Okay, so one on the left, one on the right, and then you have to thank Shifu for hitting you. But I had a major transformation in that retreat. I think action is actually really important, because before I went to that 7-day retreat, the most that I have done is 3-day retreat. So I was like, it was really a shock. So I slept through the first 4 days. My only goal for the first 4 days is not to fall off the cushion. So I became very good at falling asleep on the cushion in a way that's the least detectable. Okay, but sometimes when I feel like I'm shaking too much, I'm sitting right next to Guogu in that retreat. Okay, so in that retreat there is I don't know how to say. In the 4th day, finally I got enough rest. Then I found out that you're right about body. I was too tired. So I decided I'll just let myself rest. Just rest. I don't have to become enlightened. I just have to rest. Okay, yeah. So sleep is my goal. Yes, sleep skillfully on the cushion is my goal. And then after I got enough rest, on day 4, all of a sudden, I feel the level of clarity that I never have experienced before. So after that, after the retreat, I became a different person. Because before I went into the retreat, either I was too stressful or was too nervous. I only understood about half of my teacher's speech, lectures. But after that, I feel like, okay, wow, it's so easy. Wow, I even know what he wants to say before he says that. I didn't get supernormal power, okay? I am just calm. And I could see the pattern. Once you're calm, you can actually predict the pattern. Like, oh, this professor has a big picture in his head. And this is how he always elaborates things. So I was very happy. And then all of my classmates came to me to study before the exam because they feel that I can help them. Like, why do you know what the professor wants to say next? So that experience gave me a lot of inspiration. And I have vowed that I want to study meditation, Buddhist meditation, in a very systematic way. That why it can do that, and also, so I want to learn a Buddhist meditation, which is Tian Tai in Chinese Buddhism. It's a very difficult field to get in, but I managed to turn it into something my monkey likes. So that's why we're here, and we hope you all enjoy our 2-day feast for your brain and mind and feeling. Okay, all right, thank you very much.
Thank you.